I ran into a partner of mine that I used to that used to dance with me when I had a group called Black Culture, and his name was Melvin Barkett, which is Magoo from Timberland. Wow. So I met Melvin, and I had offered. I seen Melvin in a grocery store in a food line, so I offered to do some music for him. So he was like, "Nah, bro, I'm already on. You know, I got with Misty. You don't know Misty from the day." I was like, "Nah, not really." So then he was like, "Yeah, man, you know, me, Timberland, Misty," and he introduced me to the record they had called Up Jumps the Boogie, and then he started coming through my neighborhood. You know, everybody got familiar with him, so I had called the whole, like, half of the hood to the crib one day when he had his video, and, you know, he showed everybody his video, the Up Jumps the Boogie video, everybody all excited, especially the cats that I was doing music with around the house. You know, every now and then he'll pop up, just hang out with me, you know what I'm saying? I go with him to his crib, was chilling. So then he eventually, because I was trying to extend love to him, he extended love to me. He took me to the studio. The studio was called Master Sounds in Virginia Beach. You know, Rob Osher, very known engineer, man. Amazing. You know, done a lot of work. Matter of fact, he still does work with Pusha T. He makes and masters Pusha T albums. But, you know, Magoo took me up there to meet Timberland. So me and Timberland went in the hallway, and we was talking for a little while. At this time, Tim was, like, into Christianity. You know what I mean? Real heavy. So I think that was kind of like the thing that didn't make him hold to me too tight as far as signing as an artist, because he was still he was still like a religious dude. But, you know, he did give me the offer. He was like, "All right, man, I'm going to try you out. You know what I mean? I'm going to see what you can do, and then we'll go from there." So one time, you know, he was in New York, and I got a call from him, and he was like, "Yo, what's up? It's Timberland, man. You trying to come out here and get on this record with me and Magoo?" And I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah." So he paid for me to come out to New York, and that was the first record I had did with him. That was called Right and Rhyme. You know what I'm saying? It was just me and Magoo and Tim. So we did that record.
That's on his first album?
Things went good.
Pardon me. That's on his first album, right?
Yeah, that's on the very first album.
Okay, so this is Jason Alias being clear with y'all on Timberland's very first album. What was Timberland's first album called?
Welcome to My World or something like that, yeah.
And he was rocking a yellow suit?
Yeah.
I got that album. But continue. Love and respect to Timberland. Let's go.
All right, so we did that record, and then I'd say a few months went by. That was getting pretty good, and he asked for me to come back out. And I think we did, if I'm yeah, let me see. No, okay, Bringing It, yeah, that was in New York too. So he brought me back out. This one he was dealing with the group Black Round. I mean, not Black Round, but Player.
Okay.
So yeah, I went out there. Me and Player had got real cool too, because they had moved out of Virginia Beach. A lot of people didn't really know that.
They're dope.
But I was hanging out with Black from Player. Like, man, Black was real cool. He was kind of tight. So I went back to New York. This is the time Alias had came to the studio. I was actually recording when Alias came there, so he had to hold my session. He had to pause my session for a minute. He was like, "Yo, bro, Alias here, so I'm going to have to stop this session for a minute, and then, you know what I mean, we're going to get right back on it as soon as she leave." I was like, "Cool, no problem." Wow. That's why I was doing the record called Bringing It. So me and Black went to the liquor store and went and got something to drink. We on our way back to the studio, and sure enough, Aaliyah walks up. She got a friend with her. She talking to Black. I didn't even know who it was, bro. So we walking, and you know what I'm saying? She seen me. She was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "How you doing?" So then I spoke to her friend or whatever. We just walking, bro. I'm walking down the street with Aaliyah. I have no clue who she is, bro, because she was dressed down like she went on her superstar status. Yeah. She was dressed regular like everybody else. So we walked back to the studio, and you know, we all sitting in the front just watching TV, right? So I'm watching TV, we chilling, and she just come turn the TV. Still again, I didn't know who it was. So I'm like, "Yo, who the fuck is this girl?" Like, just come turn the TV. So I'm about to say something. And then she was like, "Y'all, excuse me. I would like for y'all to see my new video, and I want y'all to tell me how y'all feel about it." So when she said that, we were like, all right, cool. So she put on a video that she had with Jet Li from the movie.
Okay.
Romeo Must Die, yeah. She showed us the video before the shit ever came out. So I was like, oh, shit. Like, I was about to really get put out the studio because I was getting wild out. I done got put out the studio. I ain't even know who the fuck she was. Yeah. So I was like, yo, that's fucking Alias, bro.
Yeah.
So then you know what I'm saying? I grabbed myself. So I was like, wow.
Control.
This is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Control.
So I'm glad I shut my mouth though, because I would have fucked up everything I had going for myself.
Yeah.
But
was that the one with DMX? Was that the song with DMX? Was that the song with her and DMX?
Oh yeah, the joint with her, with Jet Li, and DMX. Yeah, she had Jet Li in the video and all of that shit from the movie Romeo Must Die.
Yeah, Back in One Piece.
Yeah, that shit was a wow.
Yes.
But
rest in peace, DMX and Alias. R.I.P. to both of them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, rest in peace for real. You know, they are legends.
Yes.
But she, you know, after that, we talked to her for a few minutes. Everybody told her they loved it. You know what I'm saying? It was dope.
Yeah.
So she went in there in the studio with Tim and banged out whatever she had to bang out. I waited for probably like an hour and a half, something like that. So then, you know, she was like, all right, I'm going to see y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Everybody spoke to her. She was out. I went into the studio, finished, you know, banging out the record I had called Bringing It. That was the second record on Tim album, Life in the Basement.
Yeah.
That's the one that had Ludacris.
Dope.
And, that's the one that had Ludacris up there with Fat Rabbit.
What was Ludacris like back then?
Man, Luda was cool. I had a chance to meet Luda in L.A. I'm going to get to that in a second.
Okay.
So I did the Bringing It record. After that record, I came home. You know what I'm saying? I was chilling. He started getting a whole lot of good responses from Bringing It. Label execs actually started asking about me. Black Brown wanted to sign me. Missy had interest in me. Then Jay Brown from Electra Records and came down with him. They did this big party at Virginia Beach. Mary J was there. Keisha from Total, Missy, Queen Latifah, all of them was at this party. So I came to the...
No, that's my machine. Go ahead, continue.
Oh, okay, yeah, so, you know what I mean? I went to that party and the Tim Bodyguard seen me. He was like, Troy, yo, what up, man? Come on, man, come on. He was like, nah, he good, let him through. And I had brought a homeboy with me because, you know, my homeboy ain't think I was what I was telling him I was. So when we walk up in that jank, you know, I'm walking up on Magoo and them. I'm speaking to Missy, Mary, Queen Latifah, and the Brat was there too. The Brat and Keisha from Total. Like, my man was like bucket. You know, he starstruck as hell. I'm like, yo, cool out, bro. You gotta relax. Don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't let all that get you hyped. You know what I'm saying? I said, they regular people just like you, bro. Just let's vibe and do what we usually do. You know what I'm saying? So Jay Brown came to me and he was talking to Tim and he was like, yo, what's up, man? He was like, that record you got called Bringing It, I love that record. What you doing? What Tim been doing with you? He said, I'm trying to sign you. And Tim was like, nah. He put his arm on me like, nah, this my boy. He said, I got him. He good. You know what I'm saying? So that was a situation I could have got with Jay Brown, you know, from Electra Records.
Yeah.
So long story short, after that shit, a couple of months go by, you know, seeing as though, you know, labels were interested in me and, you know, I was getting attention. So, you know, Tim sent for me again to come to New York. I was in the Trump Plaza. Matter of fact, Lance Fishburne room was right beside mine, man. It was crazy. Oh. And then the next morning, me and Big Rodney, which is one of the bodyguards, was sitting downstairs with Puffy. He was talking to Puffy. They was exercising and shit like that. So then I ended up going to Tim's room later on, like that day, and me and Tim was talking. And then he was like, yeah, we're going to the studio. I think it was the Hit Factory in L.A.
Yeah.
So then I ended up going to the studio there with him, and we was working on a record called The Beat Club. This was before he came with the Beat Club label and all of that. This was always the idea he had already had.
That's perfect.
So, you know, yeah, I was there for a few days. So we sitting in the studio one day I'm just cooling, man. Ludacris in there. He sitting right beside me. We was talking. This when Luda first started, man. He had throw them bowlers playing out here in VAs, and he was like, we was watching the MTV shit, you know, where the artists come up there and do the live performance. He was like, man, I can't wait till I get on that level. And I was like, bro, you on your way. I was like, you gonna get there, bro. I'm telling you. I said, you gonna be all right. I said, cause they bang on your shit down there in VA. That shit throw them balls. I said, bro, that's crazy. He was like, word, bro. He said, you think I'm about to? Yeah, you gonna be good, man. I said, trust me, bro. You gonna be somebody. Just be patient, bro. Let it happen. And you know, he was just talking to me. Me and Luda was kicking it. And the funny shit was Johnny Knox from Jackass was in there. I didn't even know who dude was. Like, dude was sitting there having a whole conversation with us. And like, I didn't even know who the fuck Johnny Knox was.
Okay. So amazing.
So. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it's a whole lot of crazy shit happened when I was up there. It was like probably like over a weekend. Okay. But Johnny Knox was in there. We all kicking it, and everybody was like, Tim was like, you don't know who that is, man? You don't know who the fuck that is? I said, nah, bro, I don't know who that is. He said, yo, man, that's Johnny Knox from Jackass. You don't know nothing about Jackass? I was like, well, my brother be talking about it, because my brother, you know, he all in the rock music, all you know, my brother was into all that type of shit. So he was like, man, you was with Johnny Knox, bro? I was like, hell yeah. I didn't even know who he was, you know. So it was kind of crazy being around, you know, experiencing that. And then another night I was there. Scott Storch came through. Scott Storch.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Came through. He was doing some work with Timberland, man. Scott, pretty cool dude, man. Little short dude, man. Got funny, bro. Salute. So we sat in there. He was playing a lot of the stuff he did with Dr. Dre for me on the piano. Nice. He was playing a lot of stuff, and we was just vibing, bro. We was connecting. I was trying to connect with dude, but I didn't want him to feel like I was trying to, you know what I mean, cross over him to make moves and shit like that. So I stepped back. I was just chilling, man, and just, you know, feeling the vibes and seeing what was going on or whatever. And then Puffy had came by later. Mm-hmm. And Tim and Puffy was in the room talking, and couldn't nobody go in there, bro, right? Yeah. So then he called me in there, and, you know, he introduced me to Puffy, and I was ready to walk out the room. He was like, no, you good. Yeah, so I was just sitting in the room, man, and him and Puff was talking about taking over the industry at that exact moment, bro. Nice. And it's crazy because they like two of the top heads of the industry right now.
That's very
and
good.
They were talking about how they were going to take over the industry.
Nice.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
This shit is crazy.
You got to believe.
Puffy, like, we all had a whole conversation, and I was just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, me and Tim had a lot of close moments, man. Tim was a good dude. Yeah. He actually taught me how to advance in my lyrical skills. Like, he wouldn't let me just do the normal or the regular. Like, the last record I did with him, he kind of challenged me. He was like, don't do your flow all the way through the same way. He was like, do a few bars like this, and then I want you to switch it. And then I want you to come back to me and let me hear that. See how that goes. So I would go back and do a couple of more different bars and go back to him and then let him hear it. He was like, all right, yeah, go in the booth. Let's try that. So then I run the whole shit down, do the switch, and he was like, all right, at the end part, I want you to change it just a little bit more, and then we're going to be ready to go. I said, all right. So I go back out the studio, went and wrote that part up. You know what I'm saying? Kept sampling it, went back to him. You know, Tim real cool, laid-back cat, man. He ain't no hard person to work with, man. And he, you know, working with Timberland, you will learn how to advance as an artist. Like, he prepares you for being a true artist. You know what I'm saying? So there's some things that I can speak highly on Tim about, man. Tim, his work ethic is retarded, bro. So like he don't come to the studio in the morning. Yeah. But once he come to that studio, he's there till like 4 or 5 in the morning, maybe 6 sometimes. It just depends on the workflow, the vibe. One night we was there, Sylvia Rome came in there and was talking to him. Sylvia from Electric Records. Yeah. Well, she was with Electric then. I don't know where she is now, but she was the vice president of Electric Records then.
Salute.
And she had some work she wanted Tim to do for Brandy. So, you know, that's why I say it was a lot of activity, bro. Sometimes my sessions had to get stopped because, you know, Tim had to talk to these people because, you know, that's how popular he was. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was that guy at the time. So he just had a lot of business going on. So